they're back. And that's debatable. Where are you? Well, there's my runes. Let's go get them. I'm not really good at paying attention to bars. They need to put them like right smack dab in front of my face. They like need to make the screen like flash red when I'm dying or something, or when I'm out of magic. I don't know. I have special needs. I'm coming. Come on, horsey, you can get up there. Like, oh, there you are. Waste bird. Take that bird. You did nothing. You didn't take nothing. I said take that. Taking all my magic. And you're not even getting damaged. Why is my magic miss so bad? I'm aiming right at you. It's because I'm on a god dang horse. Why can't I aim on a horse? I'm just gonna get off this dang horse. Does no good. Bad horse. Okay, where are we going? What's our mission? Okay. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. I guess if I don't have to hit anything, I can ride my horse. There's a great... Yay! Can I rest here? Thank you. Get rid of my rot. Okay. No, don't pass time. We don't need to do that. Yeah, what are we actually supposed to do next? Not just what you made up in your head. Oh, okay, well, I could do that. Get off the horse. As long as I'm passing time on purpose and not just because I don't know what buttons to press. Pass time. I'm intentionally trying to pass time now. What the fuck? Everything stopped working. My controller shut off. Why, controller? Why? Oh, yeah. I play a lot of games and I don't charge this thing. What kind of charger is it? Is... Yeah, not in the middle of a fight. Okay, give me your unicorn cable. Let's see. Let's see if we can... Okay, I gotta lean forward a little bit, but we can make this work. Till nightfall. Here we go. Scoot my chair forward. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay. This is gonna be weird, because this cord doesn't reach very far. Kind of defeats the purpose of a wireless controller. You gotta remind me to charge this more often. Where's Night Cavalry? Where is he? Where is he? I don't see him. What's that? Oh. It's either a man on a horse or a bird. It's neither of those things. What the? What is that? Oh, a death birdie thing. Okay. I'll go find the death birdie thing. Oh, yeah. What is that? I'm glad he aimed it at you. Okay. Can I get over here faster? Hello, don't just walk into a rock, lady. Don't you know how to get around a rock? Oh, no. You stopped distracting it. You stopped distracting it. Okay, thank you. Okay, okay. I'll bring my buddy out. Oh, I don't have enough magic for my buddies. Hey, give me a second here. No. Let me back up here. I need to take some of my medicine. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I'm recharging. Leave me be. Nope. Don't attack me like this. Oh, I don't want to freeze to death. I don't want to freeze to death. Oh, I'm dead. I froze to death. He didn't listen to me. I told him I don't want to freeze to death. But he made me freeze to death anyways. So rude. Oh, now you're back. Now you're back. I know you're dead. How many did you have? Hmm. Could be worse. We know that, don't we? Bouncing. Yeah, it could be. Oh wait, why am I resting? It's just like innate. Yes, I just said that. Why did I rest? It's just natural. I'm sorry. It's horrible. Yeah, well now he's not. Oh yeah, we gotta make it night. We gotta make it nighttime again. Okay, we're ready to kick some butty booty. Okay. Nighttime. Um what do I want for I'll do this one, I think. You. Oh yeah, shit. I gotta get my runes. I can't be like you. Oh, where are they? Where are they? Map? Show me my runes. My map doesn't show me. Fuck. Fuck. I guess I didn't have that many, so I guess I'm just gonna fight it. Hello? No. Don't kill me, please. Well, mine are gone now, too. Okay, so now that we don't have runes to worry about, how are we going to tackle this? Yeah. Let me look at what do we got. So I got some fall frost boluses. Not that I'm gonna have enough time to actually use them, but let's take those. Yeah, and let me put it in here. Oh no, not call it out, dummy. Ugh. Okay, well, Y, and I want to put those frost boluses. Yeah, okay. I'm getting ready first though. I gotta look at my equipment. Do I have something that helps me not freeze? Boost magical damage, fire, lightning, immunity. Bow and arrow, raises shorten spellcasting, lowers FP, critical hit, increases blah blah blah. No. Nope, I got nothing that helps with that. Okay. Hi dudes. I don't think you're very useful here. Can I rest now? Okay. Well, I just don't know where you went. Past time till nightfall. And I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to aim on my horse. Oh, and he's already... Are you fighting it already? Okay. I was like, oh, somebody's talking to me, but it's just Pokemon. Oh, I need to get some helpers. Okay. Why helper? Mr. Man with a sword. Okay, now we gotta drink some of this. We gotta be ready with some of that. Whee! Okay. I need to go here. And I need to shoot you with a bow. Half. He has a lot of health. Oh, hey. No! There's some runes. Some 0 runes. Now I see them. Now that I can't get them back. Okay. Okay. Let's drink some magic-y potion. Oh, no, no! No, drink! That's what I want to get a job as a voice actor. I want to be the death sounds. I was good at that, right? Sorry, I gotta do that one. No, we almost had him. We're fine. I think so. I think we're ready. Give us 2 more shots. And go rest. Do 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 do. Okay. Pastime till nightfall. I am gonna ride my horsey, and I'm gonna use my super arrow attack. That gets the most damage. Okay. Peppered. Peppered. Oh. Oh, don't run away from that. Okay, I need to drink some magic. I need to bring out my sorcerer. And then Bejeweled. Oh, no, no. Okay, get him. And then run. And then run. And drink some more magic. And get ready for some health. Okay. Oh, let's get some swords out and slice them. Oh. Owie, owie, owie. Back up. Okay. Hello? Give me a second here. Give me 1 second here, Birdie. I need time so I can drink magic and change to my magic sword. Am I? Oh, shit. Come on. Stay alive. Drink it, drink it, drink it. Oh. You aren't too bad. If you would have stayed alive too, We might have got him. Yeah, that's because you don't have any. Don't you have like a bow or something? This is like a guy who got attacked from a distance. That's what I think. Are we gonna try him one more time? Okay. Catch time. So nightfall. Mm. Mm-hmm. A lot closer than. Oh, I still have my sword and not my. Oh, no, 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 no. Not this time. Hello, get the fuck away and drink some of that. Okay. I hate it when I don't start with the right thing in my hand. Why? That's what I want. And I want this guy. Okay. We're back on track. I really thought I was dead there. Oh, I'm almost dead again. Shit. Yep, there. Never mind. This was not the time for me. Mm-mm. It was bad. Super bad. It's time for me to eat chocolate. That's what it is. Ew, I got a close-up view of his open skull. I don't like that. Well, you only have 2/3 of the way to go all by yourself. Mm-hmm. No, he's a third down. He's getting close to halfway, I think. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's half. We've got him to half. Just don't let him freeze you. No freezing, bird. Uh-oh. You looked stuck. Still have just over a third. I'm getting this thing. Yeah, don't go in that fire. No. Ah. Come on, bird. Die. Ugh. Ugh. You died. Oh, get comfy. I want another go. Because that last one sucked. Because I didn't have the right things out. Okay, let me check. So I want my staff. I got my staff. Okay. And I want that's power. Yes. And I want to start with magic. And maybe I'll remember to use a shield. Probably not, but maybe. Horsey? Yeah. Why isn't he there? Yeah, there he is. He's there. It's early night. It's night before winter. It's summer night. Okay. I drink that. And Anymon. Oh, 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 run, run. That's the wrong button. God damn it. That wasn't any better. Honey, I forgot to get good. Oh, don't do that. You're the only one who can be good. I forgot. It's all up to you. It's halfway down already, though. This is a good go. You're doing the things. You're doing all the things. You got it. You got it. You're down to a third. Just don't get in the fire. Can you see the bar this time? Am I announcing this for no good reason? Ah! No! Ow! He just picked you up in his beak and spit you out. Okay, but you're healed? Yeah, get on that. Get on the horsey. Get him. Watch out for that fire. Ah, fucking fire. This is a mean bird. What else can we do? Mm-hmm. Because we suck. I'm gonna go pick up my fake ruins so that they go off my map and stop distracting me. My 0 rune. There we go. Oh, I had 175. Ooh, so amazing. Where? Swamp? Okay. I was just saying that for me. Do you not listen to me? Can you not hear me with my big fancy microphone? Do I need to get closer so you can hear? Where are we going? Where's the swamp? Oh, okay. What is that thing? What is this thing over here? Oh, yeah, you're a bait. You're a weakling. There's something I can actually beat. Yay! Oh, it's a marionette dude. I didn't even know because I was so far away. Oh, what's here? Shinies. Shiny, shiny. Smithing Stone 4. Sacramental Bud. A rune arc. That's cool. What is that thing over there shooting weird dust into the air? Uh, oh yeah, we don't want nothing to do with that. Is this right? Oh goodness. I hate this place. I hate it here. Oh, what the fuck? What's that? Invaded. That's my favorite part of this game. A normal? Oh yeah, it didn't say the finger thing. Okay. Hello? Oh, what the fuck is that though? That big dude over there is kind of vicious. Oh, fine. I'm trying. Me too. Me too. Where's my phone? I know, so sad. So dumb. My phone's going crazy and I don't know where it is. I'll be right back. Hello. Sadie really doesn't know how to order things online. Alea's disc plate got delivered to the wrong house that she bought for Christmas. Alright. Oh, runes. I got runes. They had? I don't remember being over here. What just happened? Oh yeah, that's right. No, we're not. I mean, shit. They sneak up behind me. Oh, this one flies. I didn't know they could fly. Okay, where's my runes? Not that I had that many, but... Oh yeah. Oh goodness. We're way far away. Okay, let me drink this. Yeah. It's coming back to me now. No, I want my runes before they're gone forever. Oh, thanks. Right now. Got him. And now we're invaded. Okay. Where? Where, though? There. Okay. I don't know. I didn't look. I only have 1,000? That seems lame. Oh, yep, I see it. I see it. Hello? Aim at the lady. Or whatever it is. Aim at Millicent. Thanks for killing the knight. Pew, pew. Oh, I'm almost. Oh, never mind. Not almost dead. I am dead. Also, go watching the singing bobs. I don't know, but whatever you did, I got a ton of stuff for it. Thank you. So I'm guessing you don't want me to rest. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm coming to get my runes because I figured you wouldn't want me to. Because you're in the middle of shit. Why has nobody talked to me ever and then I am in the middle of streaming and playing a game and like boop bloop 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 everybody's messaging me? Okay. What's that? Lots of nights. Oof. Okay, well, let's see what I can do. Let's... Oh, I'm not anymore. Not anymore. So we can rest together. So this is like not as awful as when I started the game and tried to come here, but it doesn't feel much better. All right, mercy. Time to retrieve the runes. Oh, does that mean the Millicent is gonna respawn too? Okay. Ah, shit! You are coming out of the ground behind me. And I haven't collected my runes. Okay. I got him. I got him. I got him. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna bring a bunny. And now that I actually am prepared, you're probably just gonna kill them all. It's fine. I need to drink some more magic. Oh, shit. Ow! What are those things they're throwing at us? They hurt. I almost like bosses better because, like, oops. Someday I'll remember not to do that to you. Oh, go faster. Jump higher. Shine it a little brighter. Don't hit me with those things. I hate those things. Oh, I have no magic. I have no magic. I have no magic. Drink. Drink. Okay. Oh, where'd that come from? Okay, this one's dead. How many are left? Okay. No, not that one. I needed this one. Okay. Woohoo. I don't know. This game is starting not to be fun. I hope so, because I really hate this place. Oh, ruins. Ruins. Why do we have words that are so similar? I can't even tell what I'm saying, if I'm saying runes or ruins. Oh, there's a purple shiny over here. I just got killed the plants. Hello? Hello. Why is my camera all fucked up? Not who I thought I was, but okay. Yeah. Okay, drink this. Hello, druid. Hey, Mr. Guy that I summoned from ashes, you are hitting a wall. That is not helpful. Use. Okay. I'm gonna unpoison. Ah! I just unpoisoned myself, man. Now I'm repoisoned. Okay. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take this. Oh, it's just clothes. Wow, how exciting. I found clothes in the corner. What a relief. I'm so glad I found clothes. Use. Okay. Pick up some of these butterflies. Okay. Where did you go? What stairs are we doing? Okay. Oh, thanks. Why am I half dead? Just because things were hitting me? Oh, poison? Yeah, that'll do it. Rotten. All the things. Okay. Wait, is there a site of grace here? No, just a chest. Rock sling. Okay. I don't like it here. Meteorite staff, huh? Southwest. Yeah, that makes sense. On a corpse. Oh, yes, I think I found it. Come to me, sir. Yep, they're in here. Okay. Okay. And there's the body. Did I get it? Yeah, it's on this body. And the golden rune 4. Whoop whoop! Okay, I drink some magic. Mushroom head! Must be dead! If you have a mushroom head, I must make you dead. Huzzah. Well, yeah, what's next? What's next? Why is there a statue here? There's a stake of Marika here. Is that where we fought the person that came out? What exactly are you charging, sir? Oh, a plant. We just got raided. Oh, hi, Rage. Welcome in. How are you? Were you playing some fork knife or what were you? Oh, yeah, yep. From Fortnite to spooky vibes. I can't read. Let me bring this closer. Frosty Tools does a good job. Artist Dragon Rage is Dragon VTuber navigating the human world with a sprinkle of autism and a dash of trick-or-treating spirit. From Fortnite to spooky vibes, this chill streamer is all about the ham, cheese, and maybe a little bit of dirty dragon mischief. Join them on their quest for pizza, pew-pews, and understanding human quirks. Hunt and then Fortnite. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. We're getting beat up in Caelid. Caelid sucks. I don't like it. Okay, where are we going? I'm ready. Tunnel. We're going to the tunnel. We're going to the tunnel. What's that? What's that? It's a shiny. I'll pick up the shiny. Oh, it was a lame shiny. Do you still have the co-op code I sent you, Rage? Because it should be the same. Ooh, we've been to this place before. Remember? Or is this another? Oh, no. Ah, I don't like those bombs. I set off the bombs. I set off the bombs. Okay, this was a different place because this was not at the end of the path that I've been. Summer Smithing Stone 5? Or did I need a 6? Oh, okay. Yeah, you get some sleepies. I'm always down. I don't play this game very often outside of Monday night stream. But, you know, if you ever see me pop up that I'm playing, feel free to ping me. And you have a lovely evening. You have a big trip Saturday? Are you going to visit my waifu? My waifu? Ugh. But she's our waifu now, though. Not just mine. Yeah. That's nice. guys can spend the holiday together. Oh, shit. That's bad news. What do you... Um, let me go out for the big ones. Can we? Okay. I never even use those. I have a bunch. Okay. I gotta drink some magic potion. Aw. You're so sweet. You guys are so cute. I didn't listen to you. I felt like picking a fight. No. Is my guy still here? Where? Because I tried to call somebody to help. And they were like, do you want to send him back? I'm like, no, I want him here. Oh, what is that golden path for? Are you getting it? Is that a... Okay. Die, sir. You were almost dead. Just die. Thank you. You didn't give me anything. You didn't give me nothing. Rude. I know I was trying. That's why I'm on my horsey. Running as fast as I can. It's so fast. It's so fast. There's marionettes. Oh, this, I don't think it's possible. I think it's lying to us. I think it's fake news. Oh, somebody shot me with a big arrow. Oh, okay. Hello, you. No, none of that now. Done. Ah! Jeez. I don't know. I gave up on that. It seemed impossible. Oh, I gotta drink some magic. Okay. Pew. Okay. What? There was? Oh, I was already on a horse. Oops. I heard the whistle and I was like, oh yeah, gotta get on my horse. Yeah. There's that thing and... No, 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 no. I have a shield. Why am I not using it? I can't use it because I'm on a horse. I hate being on a horse. I am dead. Let me know when you find that Grace, that side of Grace, and I'll warp over to you. Because I'm very far away. Yeah, that was not great. I guess in the meantime, maybe I'll start making my way towards my runes. Because I had a lot now. I had 10,000. Way to go. You made me go and get a lot of runes, and now it matters if I die. Oh, fuck. I didn't rest. Why was there a guy back? Okay, thank you. Map. Map. Hey. Whatever wants to fight me, go away. I want to use my map. There we go. Oh, there's a nomadic merchant over there too. Wait, which way? I think I went the wrong way. Southern Aeonia Swamp Bank. Correct? No? Fuck. What? Oh yeah, and there's my runes. Yay! Runes! Runes! Oh, I don't want to be there. Okay. Where is there? This way. This way it says. Yeah. I see 'em. I see 'em. Sparklies. Okay. 11,000 buckaroonies. Back in my pocket. There's a shiny message. Stop by the shack beyond the southern gate. Up there. Ah! I'm getting fought. Okay. Is this the shack though over here on the side? Or is it that not what they were talking about? No, this doesn't look like anything. Okay. They pointed up these steps. So that's where I'm gonna go. There's a ghosty man. Ah! Hey. I'm gonna hit you now. Sit still. Why doesn't this game work the way I want it to work? Where they just sit here while I hit them. Hey. Excuse me. I was trying to drink some potions so I wouldn't be dead. I'll go with steak. Sure, why not? I have no idea where that was. Yeah, that's where I want to be, I think. I see you straight ahead. Oh, hello. Ha! Okay. What do you think you're doing disappearing out of nowhere? I haven't got my runes yet. Let me get my runes before you all kill me. Where are they? Man. I don't remember this place. How are they behind me? Yeah, I got them. I got them. Just how did I get revived by a stake way over there? Well, what's this thing? Oh, there's a shiny up there. Let's go. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, this will work though. Close. Yippee skippy. Do I have magic? I can't see my magic. Does that mean it's full? Okay. I hope so, because I need some. How do we get up by the shiny that was up there? Oh, I want a shiny. I wish they had climbing in this game. Other than just like jumping with your horse and stuff. Okay. Me, me, me. Me, 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 me. Okay, I'm gonna get my horse. And you go up. Ah! You jumped right over. I'll take these butterflies. Thank you. Rude. You're invisible. How is he killing me when I can't even see him? That doesn't seem fair. Okay. I need to go get those runes. 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 Collect the runes. Gotta get the runes before they disappear. Oh, here they are. Ooh, 14,000. No, it's frustrating. Nope. Close, but not quite. Oh, who cares about poison grease? Oy. You did it? Is it worth it? Should I come back and do it with you? Okay, I'll come back. Where'd you go? Why'd you fall down? Is this one? Eh. Use this tree. Ah! If I know how to control my controller stick. Oh, Jiminy. Jiminy crickets. It's like close, but not quite. Okay. What? Okay. Walk up the tree. Jump. Oh, no. No. Ah! I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna make it. Suckers. Yes. Maybe. Okay. So I'm gonna walk up the tree and then jump. Oh, I got it. I got it. Woo! Oh. 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 Yeah. We made it. Okay. Where are we going? This way. No, 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 no. Yeah. Made it. Where'd you find the sword? Oh, don't fall off a roof. Oh, there's a thingy up here. There's one of those dung beetles up in the tree over here. You want to get it for us? A what? I need that. Where? Yeah. But, 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 but. Okay. Is that where the golden seed is? Okay. Oh. Mm-hmm. Pillage the remains. Wait. I am going to fall to my death. I'm making a prediction. I'm gonna fall to my death somewhere on these roofs. What's after you? There's nothing up here? I climbed up here for nothing? Why didn't you tell me that? Oh, you lit the thing, so it wasn't lit. Okay. Down there. Oh, fuck. So you didn't get the scarab? Fuck. Okay. This feels very icky. I'm gonna die. Oh, okay. Is this a different roof? Please tell me this is a different roof and I don't just go in a circle and jump back to where we started. No, it's a new one. I'm gonna light this one. Yay! I lit a flame. I broke a seal. And a good kind of seal, not the bad kind of seal that we don't want to break. Down. Okay. Wow. Yay! You got it. Good job. Oh, I see it. Okay, and then boop, boop. I don't love this place. But it's a lot better than some of the other places we've been, so I will take it. I just don't like heights. Whoo! Whoo! Okay. Do we have enough seeds to do anything yet? We probably have 2. Do we have 2 seeds? Where are the goldens? 2. That's not enough. Where did the golden seeds live? I don't see them in my thing. Oh, you broke another seal. Good job. No, I don't want to item craft. Oh, yeah, that's why I was in item crafting. That's why I couldn't find my golden seed. Did you know you can't craft a golden seed? Go figure. Ay, ay, ay. Are you trying out for the voice acting of the death? Because that sounded just like it. Oh, shit. I went down. There was a shiny over there and I can't reach it anymore. Because I fell down. Oh, here's a chest. I'm on the ground now. I got a spell drink talisman +1. What does it do? Raises Papata, raises FP. Immunity. Okay. Oh, I'm not even using it. Greatly boost magic damage negation. That's a thing. Right. Are you finding another chest? Yes. Thank you. Oh, that was just a glintstone firefly. That is not what I was at. Okay. Night Comet ×1. You can get multiple comets? That sounds exciting. I kind of want to go to a site of grace so I can level up before I died. Why didn't... Okay. Okay. This tree is not. Oh, it's that one. I see. Into entry. Oh, there we go. Ah, ah, I do. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Up. Yeah. Yep. Okay. But then after this area, I'm done for the day because this was stressful. I need wow. It's so expensive. But I have lots of money, so I think I might be able to. Let me see if I can do the math. I'm not great at math, but we got one of the runes. That's a 10. That's 5,000. 5,000. 6,600. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 plus 800. Yeah. I have enough. I just got cash in lots